Yo! Video games.
We just light up and have like...
Yeah, show him the quick one.
Quick one?
The fast Street Fighter 2.
Oh, well, I mean, we were playing the fastest one. But if you mean like the old school...
The old school fast one.
Yeah.
I'm like a Super NES.
This is the fast one.
Not really, we play mirror matches.
Yes, look how fast this one
Hurt! Hurt! Goddamn elephants, shut up!
That sound was amazing in the arcade.
Oh my god. You can hear that from like across the arcade when this stage came up.
Man, fucking liquor store, man. Yeah, I should have done that.
Well,
you got into sword.
Yeah, the liquor store just this stage made the liquor store just turn off the sound. Ooh.
Wrong combo, yeah. Gonna do that combo here. Love the artwork though, look at that shit, man.
Ganesh back there. This was like probably like, if it wasn't for the elephants, it might be like the second best. Yeah, the elephants are hella this loud. If you start fighting in a zoo, elephants will go nuts. Do it.
That's the exact sound.
Oh my god! I got good ones on this stick.
Oh god.
Studio!
I always wanted that little urn right there.
You have to throw it.
No, I wanted it to explode when you like hit it.
Yeah.
Like, you land on it and then it fucking shatters and then like a giant explosion comes from it.
Please don't got elephants again.
You know what? Elephants is the grid stage.
Brazil!
Brazil!
Best song.
I was gonna say, he didn't have a slide, did he?
No, this one. But he did have all the games. And this was his stop ball. Let me know. Hey, we'll go one day. We'll do it.
Oh, kid! Walker got some serious liver problems.
And the lore.
Drinking the bath water.
The lore was Blanca fell through that hole from the plane. Oh yeah, he fell through that hole. He fell with the plane. Kids.
In the stage?
In the right stage roof.
He's raised by eels, I know that, but...
Makes sense.
Raised, his mother was an eel.
Oh.
His real name is Jimmy.
Mother was an eel, his father was a cougar.
His mom finds him.
Jimmy Billy Bob.
Jimmy, my little Jimmy!
Jimmy Billy Bob.
I never thought he was a human.
Bad.
Yeah, it's like Brazil was once a giant jungle and New York was a giant forest. New York was once a giant lush forest. And now it's gone. I mean, Central Park is kind of still there, but other than that...
Cold forest, you mean?
Yeah, it was a cold forest, but it was a like very like lush forest back in the day.
It was Central Park before Central Park.
Yeah, that was it. Central Park was literally what?
Well, Central Park has unique plants and trees that would not be native to New York prior to the city being built.
But when they were
Just
building...
go look at like upstate New York or like, you know, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Simmons, what was Central Park before Central Park?
Just a forest.
It's a forest. They, when they were making New York, they wanted to make it kind of like Europe. And they want to have a nice big European park. And they said, this whole area right here is going to stay like this forever.
Holy fuck.
But what's kind of, you know, messed up is like people used to live in Central Park.
Chat, help me out here.
What do you mean used to?
Chat,
Well,
help me out here. What was Central Park in New York before Central Park? Who knows?
we just told you.
Unless you mean like some other point in time, but yeah, I mean, well, before there was a city, it was just a forest.
Yeah, Central Park is, you know, hundreds of years old.
Hundreds?
Yeah, hundreds,
Yeah.
1700s. And when they started establishing New York, they're like, this is going to...
Thank you, Aussie Manny. Somebody who actually read up on their history. No one talks about Seneca Village. We wonder about our history. And we wonder
Well,
what...
as the people who used to live there, they got rid of them.
Yes. Who are the people that used to live there?
Before that,
Yes.
it was a forest.
It was a forest.
Some
Who are the people that lived there?
big African families.
Yes. And they kicked them out, destroyed their homes, destroyed their everything they created, and created Central Park right on top of it, and completely forgot.
Shit, that happens. Shit, that's almost everywhere. It's
Almost everywhere, right?
That's this country.
It's
That's
amazing.
almost everywhere. in this
It wasn't
country.
all Central, but it was a big portion of Central Park.
Yes. They even have like a stamp or a plaque that.
Yeah, well, they put a
That
plaque
shows on it.
recently.
Oh, I ever heard of the movie
No, it was there for a while.
Rosewood?
Yeah.
That's real.
Roseville, Tulsa, Seneca Village, Chicago, multiple places. I don't remember all the names, but they're all out there.
Shit, that's everywhere in this country.
Pretty much.
And before then,
Well, yes.
before then it was natives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe that still works.
Been around for a while.
The Hadouken to Super.
Been around for a while.
Yeah,
Over, Russ, thank you.
And the Tulsa Massacre was the only instance in the United States where bombs were dropped. Well, besides Pearl Harbor. But other than that,
And you can kind of argue Waco, but yeah.
yeah. But,
It's a nuclear Waco.
yeah, that's right. Seneca's
It's a statue.
black and Irish. Yeah. But yeah, the Tulsa is like literally one of the only times that bombs were dropped. Well, actually in the United States, continental United States soil.
And he's right. Oh, fucker.
Yeah. I didn't say the name, but I knew it was Seneca Village was.
Yes, chat. Kenny was right. Oh my god.
Oh, it's on the screen time all of a sudden back.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Because I put it to full screen.
Ah, that's right. Bar!
Oh my god.
Who would
Also, the move,
go to an onset with a bear just sitting in there like that?
the move bombing in Philadelphia as well. Wow.
Yeah. There is that. I remember the Philadelphia thing. That's kind of messed up.
What's that?
That was kind of messed up.
Oh yeah, the Tulsa one's super messed up.
The bear owns the onsen? Is that
That's
is that,
very weird
like-
lore.
Is that the lore? The bear owns
You
this?
pay the bear?
You pay him in fish or with cash? Press a button, you fall.
Oh, geez, that was in 1985. The Philadelphia bombing?
Chat, the only reason why you know about the Black Wall Street is because it was popularized. There's plenty of other cities and towns and areas that were just like it all over the country that were never talked about or taught.
There was one in Huntington Beach,
Damn.
I believe. It was literally
Jesus.
I don't know if it was Huntington Beach or that was literally it's like a Black Wall Street. It was like a black-owned beach community because they weren't allowed to go to the beach, so they had their own, and then they took it.
Sounds like.
Yeah,
That sounds like.
yeah like to this day, it's
Definitely sounds like what happened down
yeah,
there.
it was owned by a family, and it was like, no, this is not yours anymore. Yeah, somewhere in Redondo, kind of close to Redondo.
What about that one too?
Yep. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, pretty close to Redondo. And the land is worth like hundreds of millions of dollars because it's beach property. And they have this big, giant black community.
This guy's having a monkey.
You couldn't go to the beach; they weren't allowed. So we'll buy this.
So how do parries differ in this game versus?
There's very little time stop. You bounce out of things.
Yeah.
I'm like anti-airing him with parries. I'm getting like nothing.
Yeah, it pushes you away.
Yeah, it pushes you literally away.
Pushes you away, yeah.
That's not that way in third
No,
strike.
parries are actually good.
You just like parries, just like just stop.
But it's so epic. Like I push forward and the whole screen flashes and like it's epic as fuck.
You hate parries. Which way do you prefer it?
I prefer it like
Oh God, what the hell?
third strike, but again, I want them to have a punishment. And with this new Street Fighter 6, there is a punishment. Like you actually.
Well, I mean,
are in
punishing
danger.
a parry is that like if you punish, you're not in block state.
No.
No, well, you're getting my term punish wrong. That's not what I mean. I guess punish. What I mean is a consequence. There should be a consequence. Yes, there should be a consequence
For parrying.
Yes,
Why?
because
It's unlimited.
Yes, you get away with it all the time. The game becomes about that. It becomes.
Well, there is a huge consequence to parrying.
If you
parry, you can't tech throws. There is a consequence. That's actually a mechanic.
Yeah,
if you press forward, you can't tech throw.
Yeah, no,
In these games.
yeah. Like if you're going for a parry and somebody decides, oh, okay, I'm just gonna not kick. You can get, or if they decide to kick after, you can get kicked in the face or something like that. So that's the only consequence is just reading your opponent.
And that what a fighting game is.
Like I said, when it comes to alpha counters, you get a consequence for getting it done successfully. If you get a parry done successfully and then you do a punish, there's no consequence. You just get it. So then, what's to stop you from just parrying everything? Well, the only
You
thing.
have to be able to read your opponent's brain.
Yeah, then the game becomes a mind game about that as opposed to just what it used to be, which was about the fight.
No, it sounds like you just don't like it.
Yeah. It became a different game. It became a completely different way to play Street Fighter. Wasn't
But guess what? Every Street Fighter is really different than every other one.
Sure, but when it comes to Alpha, it was about the fighting. It wasn't about the Alpha counters. It was about the
No. Alpha was about the custom combos.
Right. Yeah, it was
which
about
were
the custom
insanely
combos.
invasive.
Then it was the what is it, the crazy ching combos in part 2, and then in part 3 they changed it up. But it wasn't just one move that could be abused constantly over and over again.
I would completely disagree about the custom combos, because custom combos can be activated at any time.
If you
That
parry
was a super high level.
But if you're parrying someone,
Well, I mean, high level, you just don't want to talk about the, just this doesn't exist then?
I'll play devil's advocate though. Custom combos were super meters, so you didn't have access to them at all times.
That's true.
You
too.
did.
Parry,
You do though. Like you can delete your meter at almost any given time, right? You just have to have a little bit.
yeah,
And there's level 1
bit.
custom, there's level 2, and there's level 3, and you get meter fucking fast.
And then if you use it, you lose it. And with parries, you always have it. You always have
parries
it.
have it.
but
From the
parry's
very
not
beginning.
doing any damage. It's just soaking a hit.
Yeah, it's soaking a hit that gives you an advantage to soak as much damage as possible. It's just it's a way to turn the game around consistently without any consequence to being able to do that.
Accepting all the consequences. Like, just throws and shit like that. Like,
Right.
if you do it, you just throw your opponent over and over again.
Like in Dead or Alive, it would just be like, oh, if you just learn to counter, you just constantly counter because counter does good damage.
Right.
So that's like a parry, but a parry also like damages the shit out of the person you parried.
So, like, for example, I just played Third Strike the other day and I had to remember how to play Third Strike. I'll throw a guy 9 times until they die because they're parry happy. 9 times straight. Because they're trying to parry. Like, trying to go for down parries, or they're trying to do super flashy shit. And I'll just throw them over and over and over and over and over again.
Because they can't tech if they're in parry mode.
If they have press forward or
Okay.
down, they can't
All right,
take a throw.
let me explain here. if you're playing alpha and somebody like Ken is able to alpha counter you consistently without losing meter, they'll just do it over and over and over.
But an alpha counter costs damage. That's
Sure,
punch you away.
but
And it does good damage.
Sure, and you're able to get away with that on a consistent basis. With that meter going away, it's a parry is basically an alpha counter of you predicting that person's gonna swing at that particular moment.
Yeah, but you don't get any damage off them. Like you have
The damage is the combo after that. It's a free combo after that. Like especially.
But the idea is that there's a huge mind game involved. If you know they're going to parry, you can do all these other things.
Sure, the mind game itself is really good, and the parry system is good with that mind game. But if somebody understands the game at that particular level, they're gonna parry everything.
But yeah, there is a definite clear. So the idea is that somebody even at a median level will never let anybody play the game.
Exactly. So
Yes.
let me finish.
Which is good.
Let me finish. The skill gap between those two are completely different.
Yes.
The game becomes unplayable for people who just want to play casual and want to be competitive enough to actually play the game at a decent level. It's damn near impossible for that, as opposed to alpha, where the person who's so good at alpha counters, they might get those alpha counters, but they can't do it to the point where they can abuse it the whole entire game. The game becomes about parries at that level.
Well, I mean, what if you're playing? Well, I mean, you're talking about.
You're talking
what about
about
you
a
playing
skill gap.
Yeah. What about you playing somebody that's good at alpha? I mean,
They can
that
only
game-
get away with alpha counters 3 times.
Well, the alpha counter
but
isn't
you're
the
gonna
thing
get
that's super
blown up.
abusive in alpha. Like, you're going to get hit by CC, lose 30, 40, 50, 60, 75%. Custom combo, sorry.
Yeah, the custom
Like,
combo
at high level, alpha is
the
very polarizing.
Yeah, the custom combo in Alpha series is totally different because, this guy built up his meter to use the custom combo. He wipes the shit out of you with the custom combo, right?
Sure.
Fucking awesome. But the consequence is that he loses his meter.
Yeah, but the reward is insane.
Sure, you lose like a ton of health.
Yeah, you
With that-
lose, like, on some characters, 50, 60% for a level 1.
Sure, with Alpha counter, you can't play the game. At least you can play the game after the guy loses his whatchamacallit. And there's a chance that if he does the alpha the custom combo, he might miss, and you might be able to block it.
Well, I mean,
that way you have a
could
chance.
give it to
All the stuff you're saying applies to the parry.
Yeah, if you parry, the other guy could miss following up a parry with an attack or a combo.
Not with the skill gap. But a lot of those guys, dude.
Yeah, but that's the same with Alpha though. With the skill gap,
Oh, they
whatever.
missed-
That's anything.
They missed once. Okay.
Any skill gap, someone's gonna be
God.
better at something though.
Yeah,
I get but the thing is,
like alpha at high level, you don't get to play. Like, that's the idea.
At Alpha?
Absolutely, dude.
At Alpha, you can't play.
Like, watch like John Choi play fucking Ken in
Well, I
Alpha
mean,
and be
I
like,
get it,
fuck,
yeah.
when do I get to play? But that's the idea. If you're only talking about the low level, then you'd only
Right.
be talking about the... Here's the thing. What you're saying, the low level of Third Strike is super fun. It's actually some of the most fun the game has to offer.
but even the low level is still pairing.
No, there's not. Not what Steve's talking about. The low level people aren't good enough to parry.
Okay, well you're saying the high level you can't get to play. Guess what? You can only not be able to play when they're using that V trigger.
Here's the hilarious thing. At high level, there's not a ton of parrying in Third Strike.
No, at high level, yes, because they're
There's
all
actually not a lot because it's
yes,
risky.
because they're all watching each other. Okay, if he's gonna parry, I know what to do in this particular.
And it's not even because it's parry, because parrying is inherently risky. You get thrown.
Yeah.
Like, you lose damage. You're gonna get fucked up.
And
It is in
that-
some ways, but...
That's the particular consequence that they. Oh god.
Shit.
Oh, it doesn't. That's the particular consequence that doesn't seem to. It's not a mechanical consequence. It's just okay. Well, he's fighting the other guy as a consequence, and if he messes up, okay, he's gonna get kicked in the face. Mm-hmm. That's the physical consequence. I'm talking about a mechanical consequence in the game that stops you from trying to parry everything. That's what I want.
Oh, okay. So like you're just saying, like pairing is 100%. Of course, you have to read your opponent to do it and all that kind of stuff. But like
Yeah.
the pros are really fucking good at doing it, and it's 100%.
And they have the
It's
thing
unlimited
called-
resource.
So the reason
It's
I like
unlimited
third,
resource.
the reason I like Third Strike is that, like Killer Instinct, you can't be predictable. You can't rely on things that just like have answers right at any given point. Like, oh yeah, this is just gonna beat that at all times.
Yeah.
Third Strike's a game that doesn't do that, right? It's like KI. You have to always change what you're doing, and that makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I like just being able to practice this one situation and it's just always going to work. No, in Third Strike, you have to account for 17 fucking things.
Yes.
Right? There's an insane amount of decision making happening in a game like KI and Third Strike that's almost daunting to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's not for most because like fuck, I just want to sit back and like flowchart, right?
Yeah.
Those games don't allow it.
Yeah.
They simply do not.
And there's the thing is that when I'm in the corner or something like that, and I'm trying to pressure somebody, I know what works.
Yes.
Guess what? Nothing works anymore.
You have to account for a million things in Third Strike.
And that's not Street Fighter for me. It's a totally different game.
I can.
And like Kenny said, it's not about it's not punishable or something like that. It's a resource that's unlimited. Yeah. And yeah, I guess I should have said that.
Well, it's not really.
It's an unlimited resource.
Yeah, but still unlimited for everybody.
It's unlimited.
You can't really say like, yeah, but it's not fair. Because what if someone's better than the other? I'm like, that's fighting games.
And I actually love Third Strike, and I love this shit because there's a clear difference between one player that is good and one player that is not.
Yeah.
I think fighting games should reward people for putting in a ton of time, and you should fuck people up.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a down one grab that works from the lowest level to the highest level. That's one thing that actually bugs me about fighting games is that devs try to get people into the meta super fast.
And here's the explanation of both sides. Steve hates it that like now Street Fighter is also now about so many different things now. It's about offense, now defense, and all this kind of stuff, and it's crazy.
My game is good. It's like the
and it's like the shit he's not used to in Street Fighter.
This simplicity of Street Fighter is what made it fun.
Yeah.
Is because people,
to Steve.
Yeah, to me anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, the simplicity of Street Fighter made it fun. The complexity of Third Strike makes it fun for those players.
And makes it fun for Max. The complexity of like all that other stuff. So I get
Max
what you say, Chat.
Max even said it himself when it comes to a game like Killer Instinct. Some of the pro players they come.
No, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Stand no chance.
Yeah.
What happens between a high level and a low level player are very different things.
Yeah. And they stand no chance. And the skill gap is completely.
The wonderful thing about Street Fighter or KI is like you go get blown up by a pro, you know exactly what he did. Like you know exactly.
Same thing in Third Strike.
Yeah, he used Parry. He just knows what.
I knew what I wanted to do at any given time. I never got to play. To me, that should exist.
I had a guy
Simplicity and complexity can be fun to different people.